Good morning, good afternoon. I am Mar Introini, Global Chair of She100 Global Networking, and I am absolutely delighted and excited to be here. Presenting this wonderful book for our friend and our special guest today, that is the author of You, Your Own Universe. We are going to discuss, to learn, to listen, to exchange, and connect. This friendly conversation, these adventures that we are all together to join our expertise. This book is special, very special, because it's not only about expertise and goodwill, it's also about wisdom, and it was written by the heart. And when you will read it, you will know that is that. It's about self-recovery. It's about personal resilience before and after crisis. And we know that we live in a world of multiple crises, on a very special and historical, devastating moment for the planet. And many of you will be skeptical. They will say, why we are going to be focused on what is personal resilience? Why we are going to be focused on individualism when we need a global power? When we need to satisfy very basic needs as shelter, as food, as health. Because it's precisely that what we are going to address. The disbalance that this war is holding is because each of us is not on the correct balance. As Anita says in her book, we are not on the high vibration. So that is why it's so important that each of us try to solve our own problems. And that will be our contribution to peace, to balance. In this book, this wonderful book, as I say, I have identified 3 pillars. That is information, awareness, and resources inside and outside you. Information. We are full of negative information coming from outside. We are bombing by hate, because they create us this confrontation. You have to be always on one side or another. And as the book, as Anita said, information goes in. It is then digested, assimilated, retained, or eliminated. What is retained is interpreted, a thought, an idea, creating an auric energy. It then flows through us, creating on the outside the energy that attracts likeness. You know, the importance to receive information in a world terribly, and I say terribly because this is not a sign of evolution, terribly bombed by negativity, how important is the way we process this information. The second pillar, awareness. Once we understand what comes before us, say Anita, then there is an opportunity to elevate our soul, and we begin to resonate with a higher vibration, which I call vibing high. We will have a poem at the end from Anita on vibing high. You know the importance to know what is really happening in a world that is lack on transparency. It's so important that we understand our path, which is our mission and why we are here. So it's not about selfishness, it's about exploring ourselves. And finally, resources that we are tap on it, that they are from inside, because we have an average, and that is something that I wanted to highlight because I didn't know it, and I love to read in your book, that it was an average of 40 to 50,000 thoughts we have per day, and 85% of that are negative thoughts. So you know the importance, how fundamental is to control our thoughts, our ideas, and the way we express to the outside. Because in the end, the only aspect in life that we can control is ourselves.
Joyful Riches podcast.
So let's work for it. Anita Caprice, welcome, She100 Global Chair, Honest and Wisdom, author of You, Your Own Universe, founder of Top into yourself. It cannot be different. She's part of that movement. A transformational life coach, a poet, a spoken word artist, a lecturer, a Michigan unemployment appeals advocate. Anita, thank you so much for being here. We are so happy to have you.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Mar. I'm listening to you as you share the context and content of the book, and I'm like, wow, this is beautiful. I mean, this sister here, I should have come to you to help with some of the language of the book. So thank you so much. Yes, you know what? Your own universe, and it's titled Your Own Universe because as there is a universe in the heaven, so there too is a universe on earth. And that's why OU, your own universe. Thank you, all of you. Thank you, my sisters, for joining on this panel discussion this morning, this afternoon, this evening. I'm so honored and blessed for you. Thank you all that are listening, watching, that's going to see the replay, that are watching now. Bless you. I'm so happy that you're here, and I'm honored that you're here. The book was inspired by, I'm an energy gal. I am an energy gal. All my life, I have been on a quest to search for my relationship with, starting off with God, and then it elevated to universe because getting outside the box. And then in 1998, when I left 19 years of employment on a wing and a prayer, that was the primary reason, was to elevate and really deepen and put that pivotal step into really learning my relationship with the creator. And doing that, I was blessed with learning as far as universal energy. I was blessed with learning that the all, or this universal substance or power is an allness that is within us as well as outside of us. And as Mar has said in the beginning, with everything that's going on this planet right now, essentially, it is essential that we understand that, yes, we are responsible. We are co-partners, whether we want to realize this or not. We are co-partners with the universe, with the creator. And that is one of the first arcane universal laws, is the universal law of oneness, the universal law of mentalism. That is individualism. However, there's only one energy, so we are connected with that energy. And what's going on is a collective consciousness. Even, there were certain types of ideology or opinions that talk about, like, different people that are prominent in the world. And I say, well, we put them there because it's a collective consciousness. It's not a separate thing. So even though, yes, we are individually responsible for our individual sphere of influence, we are also responsible for the essence of, we are our brothers and sisters keeper, because it is one energy, and it's just how we flow and vibrate with that energy.
Thank you, Anita, for that introduction. Was so powerful. We move forward. We present now to Megan Verma from India. It's founder and CEO of HS Group. Megan, welcome again, once again.
Thank you so much, Mar. Thank you so much. And first of all, I would like to congratulate Dr. Anita for giving us this beautiful gift. This book, you are your own universe. The moment I started reading this book, I immediately got connected, because I still remember that my mother always used to tell me when I was young that whatever you want, you can achieve it. So I used to think that maybe I have some special power. Maybe God has blessed me with some special power that whatever I want, I can achieve it. But over the period of time, I realized that it's not only with me, but with all of us. And believe me, after reading this book, I got so much clarity that yes, it is within us, the energy. I remember this line which Dr. Anita has written. It says that before our mother gave us birth, we were energy, and slowly we got transformed into this body, the structure, the atom, and everything is within us. Like in India, people say that God is within us, inside us. So you don't have to, search God here and there. Whatever you want, you just, ask, and, you manifest it. So that means they say that, the God is inside us. So what is, I mean, it is like very metaphoric that when you say that God is inside us, so it means that your desires, you can manifest your desire because you are your own universe. So very, very beautifully portrayed in the book. And I am so happy that I got to read this book. I am today, I'm a part of this discussion wherein Anita herself is telling all of us about what exactly the world, the universe, and the purpose of life is. And I am thankful to Mar and Dr. Anita for inviting me here today. Really looking forward for all the discussions.
This is quite a wonderful, wonderful time to be with my sisters here. Dr. Anita, thank you so much for what you were inspired to give to us. And Mar, thank you for getting this panel together. I love being with these sisters. Magna, I really appreciate your comments there. This has been a really interesting read for me. I had to approach it with an openness. We all, as Dr. Anita said, we all have our own path. That's what she states in the book, and that's the truth. And we all have our own journey and what we innately were given at birth, or actually before birth. And being able to work through that and give what it is we are to give to the world. Reading Your Own Universe has definitely expanded my thought based on what my own learning and conditioning and my own path, my own journey through young adulthood, even as a child, being young and what you're taught and what you experience. I am really in a state of continuing to absorb your own universe because some of what's mentioned in there, especially about the chakras, I could go back in my own thoughts about my first psychology class and learning there and just noticing the comparisons that Dr. Anita has in the book with Maslow, and then also the chakras has been really interesting and enlightening. And for me to be able to coalesce the different thoughts that I have had over the years, and now moving into a different feeling and a freedom and looking at things in my body and medical and physical feelings and experiences and being able to read the book. And I'm glad that Dr. Anita said that it's a resource. That's what she wants it to be, a resource for us to look back on and be able to work through our self-recovery. And I definitely see it and feel it. And I look forward to using it and reflecting on it to see what's going on in my life, what this feeling that I have and what I'm going through, what may be happening, what do I need to contemplate, what do I need to work out. Your Own Universe is definitely a resource that you can use along with whatever you currently use to help you to do that. So I'm really excited about this, and thank you, Dr. Anita.
Thank you, Tanya.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Tanya, so much. Tanya is a She100 chair for Openness and Wisdom for Michigan. She is also a certified coach on ethical manners and a founder in Focus Coaching. She was so exciting that she didn't let me introduce her. You know, she was, well, this is part of the energy, and we have to keep that. We have to keep that momentum.
Bye.
So Bridget Tan is our global chair for NET Global Networking US. She's president of International Childhood Cancer Foundation, also founder. And the author, we have another author that is a bestseller author of Seeking Peace. So we have to be very very careful, because we have and also Tanya. I'm sorry, Tanya, you are author as well. The name of your book, please, Tanya.
It's Young Adult 101.
We,
Yes.
we need
Enolia Marsh, excuse me, Enolia is also an author.
Yes.
so also Enolia, and I don't know if Megan is also an author. No, not yet.
No, not yet.
Not yet, not yet. But we are having a conversation with authors and potential authors. We are having Bridget. So Bridget, please go ahead. We will love your comments as always. You know it.
Thank you, Mark. Yes, thank you for pointing out. As you can see on my background, this is actually two of my three books here, the journal as well as Seeking Peace. And I love this book. Being a doctor as well as a grief coach, I love how this book incorporates our physical as well as our emotional state, so to say, and also it incorporates things that many people don't think about when we're talking about well-being and healing, such as music. And that is what I love about the as Dr. Anita says in this book, in the introduction, actually the very first part, we are multidimensional and metaphysical. We are beyond what can be seen with the naked eye. We are connected with the universe and each other. And I just love that. It's almost encompasses the way I see things as well, and the way I help people who are grieving. When people are grieving, we feel a lot of time very alone and very lonely. And we want to remember that we are connected. That we might be here physically together, then even if we're not, then there is a connection among all of us. And I just love how this book point that out. And then also to remember many times, but nowadays it's better, but in the past in particular, where when it's common and easy for doctors to focus on the physical, and many times people, even in nowadays in the society, people say, oh my goodness, I have this continuing back pain or this and that, and then Dr. Anita says, I have continuing infection. But in one of these, they talk about if your a certain chakra, which you find out when you read the book, if certain chakras not working well, then you will continue to have bladder infection and things like that. And many times in this modern age medicine, we look at the physical and we keep chasing them and give more and more and more and more medication. And then sometimes we forgot to look at the metaphysical part, but we're all connected. And when we're able to see it that way, to remember that our spiritual emotions and physicals are connected, as well as we're connected with each other. There's no need to feel lonely. And when something happens, we might just want to say, okay, we'll check the physical, but what about the other part of the whole thing? So I just love this book. Thank you so much for this beautiful book.
Thank you, Dr. Virgin.
Thank you, Bridget. Always amazing your accurate comment, and wise, of course. Enolia Foti, our discovery, because we start relating to each other recently, and we connect with this Henry Chair from Angola on honest and wisdom, and author of this book that I haven't read it yet. But I promise, and I open the floor for you and for Tanya to bring it here as well in the near future, and for Megan as well. whenever you find your time to write yours.
Yes.
Enolia, it would be better if you explain us your book, or you wanted, whatever your comments you would like to make. Enolia is the author of Enolia Foti, My Sovereign Voice. There are this conversation with your grandmother.
Yeah.
It's absolutely magical.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And in being that author, one of the things that I look at is the sovereignty that we have over self. And this is why I love the book, You, Your Own Universe, because it is about building and bringing into balance and that harmonization of your own universe. And in so many ways, we don't understand how to do this. And your own universe not only introduces the chakra system, but it gives you a balanced way in order to journal, to self-reflect, to ask the right questions, to understand when you have a healthy chakra, to understand if the chakra is a little bit, needs work. And the beauty of this is that there's so many, the resources within it are so universal that no matter what modality that you're coming from, you can find exactly what it is that helps you and assists you knowledge-wise and wisdom-wise to bring in that balance into your life. And this is so, so, so important, because as we build on our lives, as we proceed through life's path, and we aspire to be that entrepreneur, that business person, we have to make sure that at our core, that we are balanced, that we are in harmony, and that as multidimensional beings, that we have everything within balance, mind, body, and spirit, and not just physical and not just mind. So it's beautiful resource and phenomenal knowledge and wisdom, heartfelt, will assist you on this path for building a strong foundation for your own universe. So thank you, Dr. Anita.
Thank you, Enolia.
This is becoming stronger and powerful, and I knew it. That's why, I changed my water for the orange juice. I knew that I need something stronger, to be doing this session. And Anita, one of the tips that Anita gives to us to shift our energy, to boost a stronger energy, is to say, repeat to yourself, I am excited, I am excited, I am excited. And that's what I am now. I am excited.
Yeah.
And Anita, please go ahead. You see all the comments that this wonderful woman have done. No, they are amazing.
Yeah, this is, thank you so much. Number one, thank you so much, because what you're showing me is that you've taken your beautiful energy, you've taken your beautiful time, and as Mara said, beautiful space to read the words contained in this book. And one of the main things that I wanted, and I prayed on it, meditated, contemplated, journaled about it, was that I wanted it to be an easy read. I didn't want intellectual information. I wanted anyone to be able to pick up this book and just read it as one of the divine educators would say, keep it simple. And I say, keep it simple, sweetheart. Kiss it, give it a kiss, and absorb it and enjoy it. When Dr. Berger was talking about like the emotion, it's been noted that dis-ease, which is something outside of the body that comes in, a foreign thing, and disorder, something that transforms within our organs, that is 80% emotional, 20% physical, and everything is energy. That is the second arcane universal, the third universal law, that the universal law of vibration, nothing rests. The chairs that we are sitting in is vibrating. It's just that they're spinning so fast that to our consciousness we see solidity, but it's not. With also with our chakras too, and I do mention in the book the seven major chakras. Now there are other chakras, and I define them in between the major and the and the minor, because we have 7 major chakras, 21 minor, and 122 secondary. Well, within those chakras, we also have the hara that's close to the sacral. We have the earth star, which is close to our base. We have the seat of the soul, which is around our crown, our alta major. That's our race memory. Everything, every single experience that we have engaged in is right there, our alta major. And then we also have the stellar gateway. So these are all energies that we have, and I call it unipersonal energy. That's what, because when I indicated earlier that we are co-creators, we are co-creators with this, with the universe, because with energy, it's a matter of one, trusting, because with energy we have to trust that energy within us. And I always say, in sharing with people, either groups or one-on-one, we have to learn how to trust the inside of us. And one of the things that we must come to grips with, and I know it was difficult for me to get to this point, but we have got to up the ante on our divinity. Enolia says, and absolutely, that we have to be in harmony. For centuries, eons, coming up with the you're born this, you're born, you're unworthy, this and that. We have diminished the parallelism, if that's a word, with our harmony, with our balance, because within the universe everything is balanced. Even the chaos within Saturn's ring, there's a balance. With our concentration so much on our humanness, we've created an imbalance within our own energy. So within our own base root chakra, which is right at the gonads, for the men, and the ovaries with the women, we've created in harmony within our sacral, which is at the bottom of our abdomen, our lower abdomen, which holds all emotion, old emotions. We have become imbalanced within our solar plexus. That's the seat of the soul, our content, intent of thought. We have become imbalanced in our heart chakra. That's universal love, connecting. We are one, however we are together. We have become imbalanced in our throat chakra, which is our blueprint, that secret love that's in our heart that we've suppressed, and it's not lost. It's not lost. We just simply have to recover, go through the period of unfoldment, that dark, beautiful dark period, to unfold that deep secret, because that special natural talent that the creator imbued in us before we were born, and how we said, hey, I'm going to come on this earth to express the attributes of the creator in this way. And that is that secret love. We've created an imbalance because we've concentrated so much on our flaws, so much on things that we need to change with each other. We created a balance within our brow, our wisdom. You have animals of the lower degree, that don't spend a quarter on learning their intuition, trying to find their instinct, their intuition. But yet we, as intellectual, complex human beings, some spend thousands trying to get back their intuition, and get back. There's nothing to get back. It's a recovery of something. It's a recovery of something. So we've got to really embrace, and I'm really an advocate of that now within our energy, because that's vibing high. That's flowing within the universe, because not everything is positive. There's the universal law of rhythm. There are times when we need to know, hey, sit still. There's nothing for you to do, because there are highs and lows. That's life. That is universal life within our being, outside of our being. We've got to become less external data driven and become more internal data driven. And how we begin to do that is, we need to come inside and trust what's on the inside of us. However, we got to start on the outside. We got to start looking in that mirror and say, you know what? I trust you. I trust everything about you. I know that I can embrace my imperfection. Why? Because I know there's perfection in me. I am no longer the whole person that is impure impure, imperfect, flawed. Yes, there's flaws within me. And now we can learn to embrace that. I love that flaw. I love that tiger, that love handle on there, because inside of me is perfection, because we are created in that energy. We are atom, molecule, cell, tissue, organ. You split that atom, you got pure energy. That's who we are. Pierre Teilhard, I forget, French person, he says that, which I embrace, he says that we are not human beings having a spiritual experience. We are spiritual beings having a human experience. And once we learn whether, and I always say, Tesla says, if you want to know the secret of the universe, think in terms of energy, vibration, and frequency. And a lot of other people, thermodynamics, and it's not just a spiritual thing. We're talking physics here. We're talking math, because Pythagoras said everything is numbers. We're talking that unity of things. And my thing is, everything is energy. Whether we embrace it or not is immaterial. I can sit up here all day long and say there's no such a thing, I don't believe in it. That really doesn't matter to the universe. What does matter is, though, once we embrace and say, hey, you know what, let me learn how I can go with the flow, because that's what's vibing high. And then I forget who said I think Dr. Burgett said the thoughts that we have. There's a Dr. David, and see, Dr. MD. We have allopathic, traditional people within the medical community coming together on this meta, meaning beyond the physical thing. He said that the vibrations come with calibrations, resonations. And most of us, we resonate between shame and courage. And then above that courage, we have enlightenment, we have peace, we have joy, we have happiness is like within that lower resonance, because happiness is temporary, happiness is conditional. That's what we, as far as with the energy, once we understand that we are pure energy, that we are connected, that we are co-creators. I can no longer say, oh, this person made me do that. Oh, this happened to me, so therefore I am this. Once we become co-creators and understand that we are energy, not just me, but everybody is energy, then I can understand whatever my mom did raising us, she was in her own pain. It's not her fault. She had her own. That is self-recovery. Our journey on this earth is self-recovery is many destinations. It's not a destination. Self-recovery is a journey. And your own universe, your cells, I consider the stars, the cells, the vital organs, and those chakras attached with those organs. And also in the book too, I also indicate, along with that chakra, there are human capabilities to help us advance. They're energies of the 10 bodies. With the base, we have that soul. The soul is so connected with the soul is our personality. That's why that 80% that needs healing, that is the soul. That's the soul. And our soul talks to us through our bodies. That mid-back pain, when I experienced that mid-back pain, say, okay, first I look at it, say, okay, what physical condition may be causing this? Then I look at the metaphysical. Okay, what am I feeling guilty about? So, and a lot of times that soul is speaking, say, hey, you ready to deal with it? Come on, girlfriend, come on, boyfriend. Let's have this party so we can move on to the next step. So that is the energy. And I'm one of those easy, I said it earlier, not the complex. It is not difficult. Like I said, one of the divine educators, Yeshua, he said, come as a child. Come as a child means keep it simple. And that's the whole thing. Keep it simple and have fun as we learn to connect with our energy, universal energy, global energy, national energy, domestic energy, mind, body, and soul. Because our spirit is unattached. Our spirit has no effect of this mundane world at all. Spirit is perfect. It is our mind, body, and soul that needs that healing. So okay, so I'm gonna stop because I saw Mara. Okay, Mara, I'm good. I'm a good. I'm paying attention, sis.
I'm delighted to listen to you, Anita. It's just a matter of time. I have a question.
Uh-huh.
because I will read now one part of your book, and because it looks as when we are trying to go with the flow, we are working in ourselves. It's because we are fighting back what are haters. We are fighting back negativity or negative circumstances around our life. It's because of that, is that we have a mission to go with the flow, to fight back negativity. Let me read it. Accusation of certain behaviors are common, and a need for us to defend against them may be apparent. Accusation of cheating, not being supportive, essentially from people who attempt to gaslight. Most of the time, we're trying to deal with a narcissist. As you say, I got mine, now I want yours too. So sometimes means that all the efforts we made is to fight back this, a narcissist. So that is the powerful. And we have addressed that before in our session on domestic violence, where the hater, the aggressor became super powerful because it's the center and want to be the center of everything. So we need to move from that, Anita. We need to place on the power of light, or just continue this going to the flow means fighting back the negativity. Before you answer, Anita, I will go to Bridget if she wanted.
I got to remember this.
Bridget, you would like to say anything, or
I love that what you say, Mars. Definitely, it is something that, a lot of time our struggle in this life is where we are fighting something out there and causing this harmony, and sometimes the obstacle seems to be so huge, right? But back to this book, the way Dr. Anita explained it, everything is starting from inside. Everything starting from inside. Now, it doesn't mean that we're blaming ourselves, but actually whether we're interacting with a life conditions, say economy or society or something like that, or a particular person, if we look closely at this book, we actually all have the power. In each and every one of us, we have this beautiful power that all of us has this chakra. It's not like if you are in a poor, undesirable economy condition, or you're interacting with somebody that you don't want, then you're missing some of them. That doesn't happen. So if we look at this, we might have condition out there, but we as a being is complete. And I love how Dr. Anita shows that all of this in here. We as a being is complete. There is an immense, infinite power in each and every one of us. And so when we're having things out there, sometimes what we want to do is actually look inside and tune in and tap in is what you do, to tap into you even more, tap into yourself. And of course, if you don't know how to do that, then you welcome support from Dr. Anita. If you're grieving, you welcome support from someone like me. And but it's so beautiful for me to see. And the other thing I really, really love about this book is not only you share about all the understanding and everything, but you also share on what if you have an imbalance in one of the chakra, for instance, then what can you do about it? Because it's always good to have theory and so forth, but it is one of those things that, okay, so if we notice something going on, then what can we do about it, right? And I love that. I connected particularly with one of the chakra here, and I look back and I say, wow, it was one of those things that little did I realize that back in the day, of course, that that was what's going on with me, which is the crown chakra imbalance. I have all the symptoms in there, or practically all the symptoms in there. And I am so grateful that that was then, and now it's different. And looking back, some of you who know that I have a gratitude book. I have a gratitude group on Facebook, and one of these book, the book here is a gratitude journal. And guess what? Well, exactly. I didn't know this until I read that, and I said, "Oh wow, that's actually what probably helped me." I used to have such severe depressions and all this, and now it was all history more than a decade ago. And one of the things is the gratitude in there, and that is so beautiful to like, oh my goodness, this is so true. Just not only on a theory level, not only as an understanding as a doctor, as an understanding as a grief coach, but also in my personal experience. I want to thank you so much for affirming that, and it's like, yes, keep going with your gratitude practice, and for all of us to up level our gratitude practice, as well as to clear up other things. Another thing you mentioned actually on this talk just now, for instance, if you have certain things going on, the emotion for women is buried in the ovaries. And this is something I see so often as a grief coach, particularly in women. When they have a lot of things going on, they have a lot of ovarian problems. And one thing I noticed, and I actually was thinking about this I think only like last week or 2 weeks ago, and I said, I got to look at this connection. Somebody, I got to be something out there. And here's the universe answer my question through you, Dr. Anita. And I said, I'm noticing that many of the women, and these are friends in addition to clients, who has things going on in their life, particularly when it's something in terms of feminine emotional attacks, such as their significant others betray them or something like that, they turn into having ovarian problem. Ovarian cyst, sometimes uterine, but a lot of versions of female reproductive problem. And I say that somebody must have studied these connections, and here you got the answer. I'm so grateful for that. So I just love your book. I just love this.
Thank you, Bridget. Thank you, Bridget. I will read a small part from Anita's books that it goes in line with your thoughts, Bridget. Stretch out your arms as if you are about to hug another. Now close your eyes, wrap your arms around yourself, and gently rock. Just trust and go with the flow. Take a moment and laugh. It's easy to say it, isn't it, Anita?
It really is. And I just want to take a moment because I do need to want to address when we're met with narcissism or inharmonious situations or people that's within our lives. I need to say it's not necessarily a fighting back, because love conquers everything. What we need to understand is that energy, magnetic or vibration, magnetic energy opposites attract. So I'm going to attract magnetically, I'm going to attract the opposite of my true self if where I need to be healed. So if I met with a narcissism, and narcissistic person, I always say it's never about them. It's not about them. What they did is they're coming to share something. They're coming to teach us something, some place in us that we need to up the game as far as our love for ourselves. And that this is only for me. When I was in like an abusive relationship, years later what he came to teach me was that I need to love myself more. When we are vibrating at a certain level, these narcissistic people are not going to come into our realm, because like attracts like. If I am vibrating on a high level, I'm not going to draw into me negative, let me say non-productive, because not all negative is bad negative. There's protective negative, which is attached to our sacral chakra. So we need to pay attention to that and not just diminish all negative. But when people that come into the characteristics, I'm going to say the traits, not diseases or disorders or anything like that, but the traits that we meet with the people that come into our lives, that we bring into our lives, they are here to teach us a lesson. When the student is ready, the teacher will come. And sometimes that teacher is not so nice. When the student is ready, it's like that energy. When we wake up, I'm sure everybody can identify with this. We wake up in the morning with so positive, thinking it's going to be a terrific day, a terrific day. We wake up feeling so happy. What happens? Our day is just copacetic. I mean, it's harmonious. When we wake up, say it's a day is a day. One energy, a day is a day. Wake up the one morning, complaining or feeling blue. What happens? Our day doesn't work out as well. That's the energy. That's the energy. So what we are met with as far as people and their traits, they're simply here to come and teaching us, hey, there's a part of you that maybe has a little emptiness that needs to be filled. And that's it. So it's not fighting. You love it, because what you're doing is, okay, I'm going to love on me more. Let me love on me more to see, okay, what I need to heal in my soul. Because once I heal in my soul, just like when with that guy, once I came to the point where I began to unknowingly vibrating on a higher level, boyfriend walked out. He left me for another woman. I mean, hurt me to do that, but that was the situation. So I just wanted to say that it's about loving more on self, because the more we love on self, the more we're going to love others. It's just indigenously, that's what's going to happen. So I just wanted to share that.
Thank you, Anita. Enolia, what do you think about Anita is saying about narcissism and haters? Do you think that there are teachers? You really think it's learning? We have to be in a peaceful attitude, accepting that situation. What do you think about that? Have you handled that situations in your life?
So I'm going to say yes and yes and yes. And so we come to the same point, but just different walkways. And see, Dr. Anita talked about when it's coming at you, but let's also talk about when it's already, when you in that situation. And see, what the book is sharing and what we have to become privy to is that the more that we stay balanced, no matter what's coming at us,
Yes.
right? That vibration can't attach to us. We pass through the story that the vibration is trying to create. So you have the narcissist, and the narcissist feeds off of what? The narcissist feeds off of your reaction, right? But if you are balanced within you, in your chakras, if you are self-reflective such that you've come to a point where your vulnerabilities aren't your vulnerabilities because you've faced them all, then there's nothing that narcissist can say to you that you haven't been in balance with, confronted, and worked with already. So then the feelings can't get hurt. And then you get to walk past that person going, sounds like you had a rough day. I'm going about my business because you can't impact me. So the beauty of this is that you are given tools and you are given the opportunity to keep yourself in balance. And you are giving tools and the opportunity to confront that which you know will hurt you. And then as you heal within and as you work with your own, then when narcissist or anybody comes at you, you're on a different vibrational level. And being on that different vibrational level, you move through the story and you leave them exactly where they stand, because the impact to you is minimal. You're not in a reactionary mode. You're more even in an observatory mode. And you observe that, oh, there's that energy. Well, let me move past this real quick. I don't have time to react to it.
Yeah.
Thank
Wow.
you. Thank you so much, Enolia. Brilliant. We are looking forward also to read your book. Megan, please, do you like to say anything about narcissists and haters? Have you approached that? How was your approach in that situation?
See, I think every one of us, like once or like twice or many times, we come across with such people in life. It's not that none of us have ever met such people in our lives. In every stage, maybe in our school, our college, or whenever we start our professional journey, we come across with people who are not very happy with your success. They're not happy to see you happy. They're not happy to see you growing and flourishing in life. And very correctly said that how do you react to such people is how they get the power to overpower you. The moment you start giving reactions to their actions is the time when they become powerful and you become weak. So what I feel is that people will come and go, such people, but our focus should be not, our focus should be not these set of people, but our focus should be those people who are happy with our success, our family, our friends, our genuine well wishers. Because it's like you ignore the negativity in any form and you proceed in your life. You don't look at the negative part of your life, see the positive part, just keep going, ignoring these people, and I think they will never be able to bother you or make you feel miserable in life. So this is what I feel.
Wonderful, wonderful. We need, that also practical tips are so important. It's a deep thought, but then you have to place it in what is your daily life. So you have to know if you keep in silence, if you respond or not, especially what we are living now, that is normal, that they are pushing us into confrontation. If you see social media all the time, we are pushing to take positions. But if I wanted to have a balanced position that is coward, to be a coward, no, maybe it's because we are seeing through a different lenses. Tanya, what do you think about that? Please, very fast.
Oh, very fast. Okay. Well, definitely. Is nothing better than diffusing the power of the narcissist. Just don't give it energy. Right, not responding. I heard a dear woman at a conference this weekend, Sarah Khan, who described a story of being discriminated against or treated poorly, she and her children, and she was disappointed in her reaction, meeting that aggressor with the same energy. And she reflected on how meeting that particular situation with a kindness would have changed the whole narrative, and that would have been a better example for her children. That made me think about something I used to tell my own children when they were confronted with haters. And Anita, I thought about this with your book, because I would tell my children all the time, in the whole scope of your universe, what does that matter to you? And so it's just awesome that now you've written this book and that's it. This is your own universe, and you can control and you can deflect what you don't want in your space. It's very important that we take care of our space 360 degrees, protecting our space and our own energy. And I'm just thankful that there are tools out there in which we can do that. And I'm just really excited about it.
Thank you so much, Tanya. Anita, before we are going to the closing, unfortunately, but it is the first edition. We are going to have a second edition next month, if you are happy.
Yes.
Yeah. So, Anita, please, in 2-3 minutes, give us more tips, more practical wisdom, practical, tangible wisdom, please.
I'll sum it up by the 5 agreements. Don's Jose and Miguel Ruiz. One is don't take things personal. Keep your word. Do the best you can and don't assume. And the 5th agreement is understanding that we all have our own reality. What comes into conflict is when I want another person to live the reality or believe in the reality that I have. When we allow others to live within their own reality and understand the decisions that they are making is are based on their own reality, then we understand that it's not personal. Then we understand that we are letting go and letting the flow. It's like, I'm not trying to change anybody. Let there be peace and let it begin with me. Let there be love and let it begin with me. Because what it's more is when we seek to understand first more than be understood, when we do that secondary, then that's when we allow the energy to be and to flow as is to go. And then that's when we're open to receiving the lessons and also the teachings that we are to share with others.
Beautiful, really, really beautiful. Please, we are coming to an end. Anita will close with a beautiful poem of Vivian High. And I will ask you, if you want it, of course, just one sentence of a message, of a reflection, of a comment, of a question, or something that you disagree. Why not? Why not? We need also to feed that capacity of debate in harmony. So please, any of you who wanted to start? Tanya? You're excited. You're excited today.
Yes, I am excited today. Thank you for this learning. And I liked what you said about remembering that those difficult situations or aggressors, looking at what is the lesson here for me. So paying attention to the lessons and being comfortable resonating in our own reality and not forcing it on others.
Thank you. Thank you, Tanya. Enolia.
I'm sitting here thinking, use the book. It's a beautiful tool. Self-reflect, write the journal, take the time, answer the questions, and glean the sovereignty over you, your own universe.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, Nolia. Megan.
Thank you so much for this learning session today. I'm so thankful. As I've already mentioned, I'm so thankful to Dr. Anita for gifting this lovely book to all of us. And as I always believe that thoughts are very powerful, and what you have made us believe that, whatever we think we can achieve, whether negative, positive, whatever. So I will always keep that in mind, that all the thoughts are not negative thoughts. There are some thoughts which actually comes in our head to teach us. I will always remember this.
Thank you. That's so cool.
Bridget?
I love I love how the book began and I love how the book closed. This beautiful gift from Dr. Anita. It just at the end, Dr. Anita says, "What is really life?" And she put it in such a beautiful way. Life is about love, imagination, faith, and expression of ourselves. And I say, as you go through your day, keep that in mind. As you live your life, where is your love? And allow your imaginations and your faith to help you express yourself. And of course, this is a beautiful book that I feel that it should be in everybody's home and library. And thank you so much for the opportunity to participate today.
Bless your heart. Thank you.
You read it, and I will follow your thoughts about that. No, this new definition from life. No, L from love, I from imagination, F from faith and expression. So I will say before we go to the point, because we are going to close in there, thank you so much, and to all the people, please love with passion. Imagine a new world. Have faith in the future. Doesn't matter which religion you hold, and express what you feel, exchange and connect for others to learn from your experience and your wisdom. Anita, thank you so much. The floor is yours.
Thank you. All right. Vibing high. Riding high and high vibing. Letting go, trusting the flow, trusting the process, and just being in the flow. Being in that very essence, wanting to attract, loving life right now. Hey, ain't no need looking back. Vibing high, vibing high. I'm riding high, breathing slow and breathing steady. Life, living the good life. Yeah, it's here and we're ready. Living inside out, cause trust in the face I see. Believing as I pray, thee is working through me. Letting go and vibing high, trusting the process, being in the flow of that very essence of wanting to attract, loving life right now. Ain't no need looking back. Riding high, vibing high. Let's give our high vibe a high five. Smiling at the goodness on earth, singing the song strong with the universe, in harmony, making our own verse and melody. Loving every AMCTO, atom, molecule, cell, tissue, organ, in the beginning began. One with the flow. Vibing high, taking a selfie on the inside. Yeah, that's riding high. Vibing high, numeric vibration equation. That's universal velocity, vibe, and frequency. It's personal intermingling called energy. Trusting the process, being in the flow of that very essence, wanting to attract love in life right now. No need looking back, because I'm giving my high five a continuous flow. Living life on the inside, because trust in the face I see. Believing as I pray, yes, thee is working through me. Vibing high in head, now also in heart. Learning, trust in the process, and will surely meet with success. See, that's universal velocity, vibe, and frequency. It's personal intermingling called unipersonal energy. See, energy is everything naturally engage and resonates and gravitates toward the inside of you, toward the inside of me. The journey of self-recovery is absolutely beautiful. And so we know, you know, so are you, so beautiful, he and she. So what we do is elevate and touch on that trust. As you tap into you, I tap into me, we tap into we, because it is only one energy, and we are living in that living in one vibrational energy, and that is LOVE. I love you. Thank you.